The media needs a target. They need someone who's going to constantly give them content. That's how we make our money. That's why media outlets love Donald Trump so much. The guy is a walking headline. Now, move on over to the football world. Odell Beckham is our Donald Trump. All offseason we've heard, lawsuits, alleged drug incidents, club fights, but perhaps most intriguing, trade rumors. Now those talks have recently died down, but would this be a good move for the New York Giants? The Pylon has that answer for you right now. I don't know if I can give you a definite answer on this. See, all I know is that I wouldn't trade my best player if I was the New York Giants. Okay, first off, if there is anything we've learned from the Colin Kaepernick saga, it's that owners value money and fanfare over winning. Once Tom Brady retires, I guarantee Odell Beckham immediately becomes the NFL's most marketable player, if he isn't already. He's not even a quarterback. He becomes the face of the league by default, whether you like it or not. Scope in further to the New York Giants, a so-called well-respected franchise. You take Odell Beckham away from the team, who else is going to put butts in those seats? Eli has a history, he does, Super Bowl wins, but he's over the hill. None of the wide receivers carry the same cachet as an Odell Beckham Jr. And thousands of people aren't going to tune in to see Landon Collins or Damon Snacks Harrison to ball on defense. And now I get the argument against wide receivers' values on a football team, because if you look at the top receivers in the league, the top 5 receivers, Mike Evans, AJ Green, Antonio Brown, those guys, none of them have any rings. But at some point, whether it be this year or next year, the Giants are going to bench Eli Manning. So you're gonna have to bring in a young quarterback. And much like he's done with the declining Eli Manning, Odell Beckham widens the margin for whoever is under center. The Giants went around 6-10 every single year in Odell's first couple years because they were one of the most talent-efficient teams in the league. They have talent on defense. They depend on one big play from Odell every 2 weeks, and they make the playoffs. They still have some pieces, but the biggest thing holding them back is they have a declining quarterback. Now, here's where it gets tricky. Odell wants to be paid like a quarterback. Eli Manning counts $22 million against the cap this year, and they barely have any money to spare. I don't know the intricate details of how NFL contracts work, but if you cut Eli this year, he would cost you $12 million in dead money. Now, Odell, like I said, he wants to be paid like a low-end quarterback, meaning he wants probably $20 million a year. Why not just cut Eli, spread out the dead money hit over 2 years or so, draft a QB at number 2 overall. That way you pay Odell as your quarterback for the next 4 years and still have a really good young QB under center on a rookie contract. I know, easier said than done. Also, you have to think, what message does it send your team? What message does it send the league if you give up on your best player? Because the Eagles are at the top, the Cowboys are going at it, the Redskins think they're going at it. What does this send the league when you ship away your best player who isn't involved in any law incidents, he hasn't been locked up or anything, he's just simply immature? It would tell me that Jerry Reese is conceding the season. Without Odell, you ended up with a top 5 draft pick. None of the receivers you have can do what he does. You don't have a running back. You can't depend on 30 TDs from Eli Manning. Let's say you keep Eli, then fine. Draft Quentin Nelson or Saquon Barkley to go along with a building block position like an elite wide receiver. Trading the only offensive spark you have who can make something out of nothing is going to set your franchise back at least 2 years. Like I said, Odell's not getting arrested. He's not kneeling and pissing off your diehard Republican fans. He's just simply a rock star that attracts attention everywhere he goes because Straight up, he's the most talented player in football. The media is blowing up these Odell situations because it's their jobs. Now, the New York Giants ownership needs to watch themselves real closely, because if you trade away your best player, your biggest moneymaker, and meander around the top 5 for the next 3 to 4 years, that's gonna cost a lot of people in the Giants organization their living as well.